control to Madam President, Toastmaster Arathi. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Prakash, and very warm good morning to all of you who have taken time from your busy schedules, after a busy weekend, after a busy week, a busier weekend, and you've still taken time at 11 a.m. on Saturday. I know what it really means to all of us and appreciate you for taking time. I welcome you to the 29th meeting of Technopark Toastmasters. And today is a special meeting because we planned it as an icebreaker marathon. It would be the first time that somebody is attempting a speech, and today we have Paasumai who is attempting it. I'm also an icebreaker speaker, though it's my second part. Now, the icebreaker speech is very important because you are now decided to take that plunge into the Toastmastering journey where you were so far a silent observer. It is important because you are learning to introduce yourself to a set of strangers, maybe friends, and how do you effectively convey what you are, who you are, to a set of people in the given time that you have. It is very important for us, isn't it, in our life, when you want to make a connect, when you want to make a first impression with someone, be it at work or at personal side, you should know what is that you want to convey and how to do that effectively. And I'm sure the Toastmasters guidelines will help all the speakers here. With that, let us get into the proceedings for this day. Today, we have Toastmaster Sruthy, who is a new member in our club, but not a new member in Toastmasters. She has been a Toastmaster since 2019, and she has been part of a HNR block. Now, because she has switched jobs, she has moved into Technopark Toastmasters. And she is an accomplished speaker, I would say, because she has been a division level runner-up in 2020 for International Speech Contest, area level runner-up in 2021, and she's already completed her path in presentation mastery. She's a software engineer by profession and a very passionate Toastmasters with a short interaction that I have done with her. With that, I hand over the stage to you, Shruti. Over to you, and let's rock the meeting today.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arathi, for that wonderful introduction. It is impossible to determine simultaneously the velocity and momentum of a particle. Okay, right now I am going to take a screenshot because you should all see the look on your faces. Why? This is the proof that this is exactly the same expression I had on my face when I was introduced to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle when I was in +2. That was a time when I had so many uncertainties about what should I pursue in college. And this principle revealed that I should not pursue chemistry or physics. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, my dear guts. Welcome one and all to the Technopark Toastmaster meeting number 29 with theme, The Infinity in Uncertainty. We all face our fair share of uncertainties in our life. Would you agree? Yes or no? Unmute yourselves, please. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. Fair share of uncertainties, where we are confused, where there is mayhem, chaos as to how we should proceed, relating to some events in our life, related to some people in our life, some moments. I don't know. It could be about job as well. How we cope with it. Is it good to have uncertainties or is it bad? What is it that we feel about ourselves when it is all over? So in my perspective, uncertainties is a plethora of opportunities, but in disguise. Want to know why? A few months back, I myself was so much confused about something. A better career opportunity knocked my door, but I was very confused. My brain knew that, okay, this is going to be one of the best decisions of my life. But my heart was facing chaos because I have been calling HNR Block my family for 3.5 years. What will happen if I move out of my comfort zone? Yet, I took the decision, and here I am, right now, talking to you all. If I hadn't taken that decision, I would not be here. I would not be part of Technopark Toastmasters Club. I would not have met all you wonderful people. So yes, even though uncertainties bring a lot of confusion, it is also a set of infinite possibilities. So please take a moment and recollect all those uncertain moments of your life, how you coped with it, so that in the upcoming sessions, we can continue our chats about that. If you are all good, we can proceed with the rest of the session. And it is time to introduce you to the role takers of the session. Ready? A woohoo, please. No, you have to unmute. Yes, woohoo. Thank you. All right. So let me introduce you to the general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Maliga. What can I say about her? I have met her at Trivandrum Toastmasters Club during a contest where she hosted one of the contests, and it was so beautiful listening to her calmly taking over, with poise and poignance. I love the way she speaks, and actually I do have an introduction about her, but I cannot find it. But that doesn't matter because she has been awesome. So over to you, Toastmaster Maliga.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sruthy, for that introduction. So I'm happy to be here with you on your 29th meeting. And this session is very special for you because it is a icebreaker marathon. In Toastmasters, we used to say, whenever somebody gave their icebreaker, journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, right? But for me, I'm in Toastmasters since 2016. It is an expedition to explore myself. When you deliver a speech, when you participate in a contest, when you take up a role, when you take up a leadership role, actually I am exploring myself. That is my experience in Toastmasters. And infinity, you said uncertainty, right? So we are all expert in facing uncertainties, right? During this pandemic, we survived all these things. But for me, the best way to predict future is create it. It is said by Abraham Lincoln. With today's, as a general evaluator, I have 3 duties. First, evaluate the prepared speech session. I have to introduce evaluators, then what else? The tag team, then my comments about today's meeting. So today, to help me with, I have a team. So we call it as tag team, timer, R counter, and grammarian. And today's timer is, one second. Today's timer is Toastmaster Manu Solomon. He is from Kollam and working at Info Blogs for past 8 years. Wife also works in the same company. We have a 3-year-old kid. That is what I got as introduction from Toastmaster Manu Solomon. Please, Manu Solomon, please read the objectives or the role of a timer.
Yes. So very good morning, all of you. So I'll be the timer for today. Now in this role, it is my duty to alert the speakers as well as the evaluators, right? So that the speeches and evaluations are done within the specified time. So we have the icebreaker sessions that are going to come up. The icebreaker speeches would be for 6 minutes. Now, the 6 minutes, I'll be showing 3 different cards just to let the speaker know about the time. So I'll be using green, yellow, and red card. So when the speech reaches 4 minutes, I'll change my background to green like this. And then when it reaches 5 minutes, I'll show yellow. And then when it reaches 6 minutes, I'll show red. Similarly, for the evaluation is also for 3 minutes. So for when it reaches 2 minutes, I'll show the green, and 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll show yellow, and 3 minutes, I'll show the red. So that's my duty for today, and end of the meeting, I'll come back with the evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you, timer, Toastmaster Manu. Next, we have our counter. Today's our counter is Toastmaster Prakash. He is a technology consultant at Tata. Let's see, okay.
Let's see.
Who loves traveling, reading, and good designs. That's what he told. He sent as intro. Okay, welcome, Toastmaster Prakash, and please share your duty as an accountant.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Thank you, General Evaluator. My role as the accountant is to look at filler words and sounds such as so, and so on, but. And I'll also listen for filler sounds such as and I'll also note down when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I'll provide a report of the usage of these crutch words. And thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prakash. Next, we have a grammarian. Today's grammarian is Toastmaster Bindu. She works as quality manager at Suntech Business Solutions Private Limited. Deepthi is passionate about public speaking and gardening. Let's welcome grammarian Deepthi. Please read the objectives as a grammarian.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster Mallika. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as a grammarian today, my responsibility is to pay close attention to each and every speaker, listen carefully on the language usage, and I will take a note of those misused English language words and those pointers, as well as any outstanding words or quotes already people have quoted. I have started noting already. So as a grammarian, I would be doing this. And also it is my duty to introduce you all to the word of the day. So Arathi, could you project that, please? Yeah, so this is our word of the day, myriad. So as you can see the pronunciation, myriad. So what does it mean? It means countless or extremely great number of people or things, or it could mean like indefinite large number. Let's see a few examples here. The first one is, in India, you will find myriad attractions you can visit. There's another way. Her myriad of admirers cheered Nikhil as she rose to speak. And another way, as using it like a noun, a myriad of idea is what she had. So I hope today you all will try using this word of the day in your speech. I will put it in the chat so that you can look at it and use it in your speech. So when I am called upon later, I will give the word of the day report as well as the grammarian report to you all. So till then, thank you, Madam Toastmaster Mallika. I will keep noting.
Thank you, Deepthi, for that detailed explanation about your role. So all the best to all the role players and speakers. Back to TMOD.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Maliga. After myriad of uncertainties, we had all role papers. So thank you to everyone and for dutifully explaining the roles and responsibilities. Now, if you all are ready, let us move ahead into the next segment of our first segment of our session, which is prepared speeches. And this time we are going to have 2 icebreaker speeches. Again, myriad of uncertainties. Why? We all have to think a lot, right? To take this step, the first step in this journey of Toastmastering? Should I do it? Okay, I know that I'm going to talk about myself or things related to me, but how am I going to do it? 4 to 6 minutes. Oh my God. Overcoming all those confusions. Here we have two speakers taking that first step in their pathways. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Paasumai. To introduce the objectives of her speech, I am inviting her evaluator, Toastmaster Smita. She is a software engineer by profession and a dancer by passion. So Toastmaster Smita, I also love to dance. So when you have time, please consider to teach me a few steps. With that note, let me introduce Toastmaster Smita on the stage. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti, and point well noted, and definitely we'll keep in touch. Okay, my responsibility today will be to evaluate the first prepared speech of the day by Toastmaster Paasumai. The title for her speech is Listening to Your Inner Voice. For her chosen pathways, the presentation mastery. The purpose of this project is for Paasumai to introduce herself to the club and get herself familiarized with the basic structure of a public speech. The allowed duration for her speech will be 4 to 6 minutes. As an evaluator, my key goal would be to assess the speech, let the speaker know what went well today, what are a few areas that she would need improvement upon, and also provide some constructive and practical ideas to get her to prepare for her next speech and move on to the next level. That's all from me as an evaluator, giving the control back to Paasumai.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smita, and I'm sorry. That's okay. All right. So thank you for dutifully explaining the objectives of the icebreaker speech. And if you all are ready, let us move ahead with our first speech of the day. Regarding the speaker, she is working for Innovative Digital Solution as a senior customer support manager, handling Indian customers and support them with a SAP product solution. And she has been working for them for the last 16 years. So nice to have you with us doing the speech, Toastmaster Paasumai. Do you want to do an audio and video check, or are you all set?
Yeah, thanks, Shruti. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, fine. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, ready? Okay. Toastmaster Paasumai, listening to your inner voice. Listening to your inner voice. Toastmaster Paasumai, over to you.
Thank you, Shruti. Listen to your inner voice and make decisions that you feel right. My life has been a journey of joyful moments, challenges, and rich experiences. I'm Paasumai, which in Tamil means evergreen and prosperous. I'm working for Innovative Digital Solutions as a senior customer support manager. I like to travel, hear debates, and watch anyone playing sports, preferably tennis or badminton. Good morning, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmaster, and dear guest. I was born on a Christmas day and was named by my maternal uncle. He visited his niece at the hospital in Chennai and finally decided to adopt the child. The joint family culture and the values which was inherited by my parents didn't hesitate them to immediately fulfill my uncle's wish. My uncle, who was just coming over from the recent loss of his dad, that's my grandfather, did the addition and also had the additional responsibility to get their other siblings married. Felt a girl child at home will change the atmosphere. So from the 10th day of my birth, I'm with my uncle, grandmother, and aunties. He adopted me much before his marriage, and later he got inspired to do his own business. Owing to family burden, he could complete only 10th standard, but he was a vivacious reader and he has a vast knowledge that he could talk anything under the earth. He's always been one of my role model. My journey in life can be divided into 3 phases. My initial phase with my uncle, the second phase with my parents, and my third phase after marriage. My first phase with my uncle in a joint family was a golden period. I was pampered by uncle, aunties, and grandmother. They fed me with unconditional love and food, which resulted in transforming me horizontally until I still carry the same trait. Joint family culture provided me a lot of moral values and discipline. I learned my first lesson of empathy as well as flexibility in the joint family culture. I was a very average, shy student at my schooling. Though I had my dreams to pursue my engineering, finally I ended up joining BSc Physics at Ethroch College in Chennai. College days and hostel days was really a fun frolic, and I had very great moments spending it at college. And being in hostel, there were lots of many missions which I had to accomplish. And one of my mission is to show the skill set of providing the connection in all the rooms to facilitate my friends to use the iron box. While I was gaining popularity with this unique skill set, I also landed up jamming the electronic circuit, which finally ended up not having electricity for almost 4 days. Then I later changed my stream to do my MBA from Madurai Kamaraj University. And after completing my MBA, I got placement in NIT. Only when I joined my first job, I realized that what we study and what we implement at office is totally different. But definitely my moral values, ethics, and the risk-taking ability helped me to succeed in my career. And now I'm going to talk about the second phase with my parents. While working in Chennai for NIT, I had to stay with my parents. And that was my first experience of staying with my parents and as well as with my siblings. But still, I had to shuttle between my uncle and my parents' love. So very often I used to travel between Madurai and Chennai to balance them. In this process, in the process of making them happy, I also fell for a person who was my neighbor. Life became much more challenging because I had to balance all the 3 of them. But there was one common principle. My grandparents as well as my parents' side, both of them, they don't believe in a dowry system. And that was the only common activity which was there with my fiance's family as well as in our family. So that smoothened us, and we got into a marriage proposal. And our marriage was held with few friends and family members and only with our own savings, which we saved it for almost 2 years. And then comes the third phase. I was very lucky and fortunate to have a loving partner. But only after marriage, I realized that we both have many differences. But each of us respect and value each other's space. So our relationship was very smooth. I still remember the 25 conditions which I had levied on my husband when he got a job in Trivandrum. When he came over here to look out for a job, I had to give him a list of conditions. I never thought Trivandrum would be such a lovely place until I visited. But I was very blessed and fortunate to have a very good house owner, and as well as my neighbors were very sweet. I had to almost shift 3 houses before I could settle down at Chengotagonam. In the process of marriage, I got my daughter and my son. And with being a senior support manager with Innovel Digital Solutions, I enjoy my work. I do whatever I do it with passion. I could accomplish my passion for sports also at office by joining all the sports and other activities which are conducted at office, including badminton, cricket, table tennis, and throw ball. Though I haven't played any of those games, I learned it and enjoyed playing them. I also heard of Toastmasters through my friends earlier, but I could not join Toastmaster. The EVIT program paid way for it, and I got introduced to Arathi, and this finally paid way for me to join the Toastmasters Club. I will never be able to count the myriad blessings which I have received all throughout my life to face the challenges. I'm sure my journey would have highlighted the importance of empathy, adaptability, and to dream big. I could accomplish all my goals only through my inner voice. Thanks for providing this opportunity. Over to you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Paasumai. What can I say? I'm flabbergasted. I'm a person who loved to read autobiographies. And Toastmaster Paasumai, it felt like you had everything in a book and you were just reading the chapters to us. And there were so many funny elements that I couldn't stop laughing. What were those 25 conditions? Seriously, tell me, what were those 25 conditions?
You should ask me. Even my husband has the 25 list, because I always thought Trivandrum is a place where, like, it's a forest area where you'll be left in midst of all the reptiles. So I tell my husband, okay, it should be the first floor. There should not be trees around me. There should not be there shouldn't be reptiles.
It's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. So many humor elements. And I also, to connect with you, my role model is also my uncle. So we have a common element over there. And I loved your speech. It is customary to give a standing ovation when one of the Toastmaster members do an icebreaker. So please, we cannot do a standing ovation. So please unmute yourselves and give a loud round of applause to our speaker here, who did a very great job. Please. Congratulations, Toastmaster Paasumai. Congratulations.
Thank you all.
Wonderfully done. Wonderfully done. Okay, with that happy note, let us move on to the next speaker. And to list out the objectives for the next speaker, let me invite our evaluator, Toastmaster Radhika, who is a seasoned HR professional with 20+ years of experience, currently working with Finastra. She is passionate about diversity, equity, and inclusion. She is also part of the EVIT forum. She loves a good debate any day. Oh my God. Okay, Radhika, please, I'm your friend. Okay, no debates. And more than this, she visited my parent club, H&R Block Toastmasters, a few months back, and she did an awesome speech. Hello, caged animal. I still remember about it. So yeah, we have our evaluator ready. And how about you, Toastmaster Radhika?
Thank you, Toastmaster Sruthy and fellow Toastmasters. It's really nice to connect with all of you on a Saturday morning and have inspiring speeches. I was listening to the Icebreaker speech by Paasumai, and I was seeing her life in motion in front of me in pictures. Very, very engaging and from the heart conversation. And now my role is to do a speech evaluation for Arathi Rajeshwari, Madam President of our club. And I'm wondering, what am I going to do? Listening to a icebreaker speech from a seasoned speaker who is embarking on her third pathway in dynamic leadership. Wow, what an honor for me to be the speech evaluator for Arathi and be very, very consciously picking small, tiny improvement areas. I'm hoping that I'll be able to do a good job there, and I will be able to pick at least a couple of points to highlight when I'm talking about the evaluation. And so the speech is for 4 to 6 minutes, and as you all know, the purpose of a pathway speech is to embark on this journey, on a new pathway. And so the member has to introduce himself or herself to the club, and then Arathi has to establish that connect and meet all the basic requirements of a introductory speech or an icebreaker speech. I'm wondering, which angle is she going to approach, and the storytelling methods that she's going to use in her icebreaker speech. So very looking forward to it. And over to you, Sruthy, for the next steps in this journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Radhika, for wonderfully aligning all the guidelines and giving a description about our speaker herself. What can I say about Toastmaster Arathi? She is a proven leader, and yeah, and I wonder why did she choose dynamic leadership, because she is already a dynamic leader. So to introduce our president, Arathi, she's an avid Toastmaster since 2013, dual member of Trivandrum Toastmasters Club and the charter president for Technopark Toastmasters Club. She's working as the general manager in Suntech, and I don't know, it is a lot, but in my personal opinion, she's a great support system to have. Ever since I joined this club, she has been with me, clarifying all my doubts and inspiring people like me. So she actually does not need an introduction. So Toastmaster Arathi, if you are ready. Are you ready? Okay. So attempting icebreaker speech for her Pathways Dynamic Leadership. Toastmaster Arathi, cry and you will cry alone. Cry and you will cry alone. Toastmaster Arathi, over to you. You are on mute, Arathi. Take a second. Okay, if you are set, I can do that once again. Shall I announce the title so that the timer can track again? Yeah, thank you. Toastmaster Arathi, cry and you will cry alone. Cry and you will cry alone. Toastmaster Arathi.
They say, when you laugh, the whole world laughs with you. And when you cry alone. When you were born, you came into the world crying, and the whole world rejoiced, right? It says, when you live your life so that when you leave the earth, the whole world cries and you rejoice. That's my favorite quote. And cry did I when I landed on this earth. I cried, and then I didn't stop. It took me a whole lot of years, in fact, up to my 6th standard, to stop crying for each and everything in life. I would just cry at the drop of a hat, a missing pencil box. I would just cry, and I did not know how to stop. Having 2 brothers only aggravated the situation. I was known as the crybaby of my family. I was known as the crybaby of the streets. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, Toastmaster of the day, and my dear guests. I'm Arathi, and I want to be known as a very positive person, a very energetic person. Unfortunately, when I landed up in this earth, I was branded as a crybaby. I was always upset. I was always complaining and crying. And everyone who would come into my house would come and ask my mother, has she finished her quota of crying for today? If not, we'll come back later. So that was the label I had. And somewhere down the line, I realized crying is so defensive, so reactive. I need to be at the I need to stop being at the receiving end. I need to be on the I cannot be on the reactive end anymore. I need to be demanding and assertive and reach out for the things that I want to do. Maybe my family being very unsupportive of my crying habits helped. They would just not respond to me. And I got a husband who also never liked up me tearing up. I have a very small family. My husband and I are settled in Trivandrum. We have a son who's in the 12th standard. My parents are in Trivandrum and my in-laws are in Trivandrum as well. And I've never been out of Trivandrum. That is the bottom line. And I, for one, who was someone who loved traveling, I did not have anywhere to go because all my native place, all my relatives, everywhere, everyone was in Trivandrum. Fortunately, my work exposed me to a lot of traveling. I work in Suntech. I was taking care of customer support and I had to travel a lot to meet customers across the globe. And now with the pandemic, I realized how much of freedom that traveling would give us. So from the crybaby, I slowly started being assertive and being a demanding person. I learned that I could use my voice of crying and getting things done to better use. I learned classical music. I love classical music. And right now I put a stop on classical music because now I'm concentrating on Western music and trying to get a certification from Trinity College. So that's my target and I will do it. Now, there are other things that I'm passionate about. I love working out and hanging around with friends who are like-minded. I love reading about self-improvement. I watch a lot of TED Talks and videos. And Toastmasters was one area where I thought was the right avenue for self-improvement. And up to this day, I think that's the best decision that has happened to me. Now, what is important is whether you have the passion for it and whether you're ready to pursue it. I took up driving around 6 years back because I was scared of crossing the road. So I always needed some challenge to take up activities. And I had a friend who said she's going to learn driving. So I thought if she can do it, why not me? So this frame of reference has always helped me to go and take up a challenge. I learned swimming when I was 36 because I was scared of drowning. I did not want to be helpless if I fell into water. So after a myriad of trials, I finally tried and succeeded in taking my breath and continuing swimming. So I did that again. Now, people ask me when they say that I have a lot of interest, I have a myriad of interests, how do you find time? So I tell them, when I find something interesting to do, I do not check whether I have time. I just see if I have the energy to do it. So in Chinese, they say you manage your qi or your energy. So instead of managing your time, you manage your energy, which means maybe if your energy is right, even at night, you will find the energy to choose your passion. So more than time management, it is managing your chi that will help you get to your passion. Now, life is unpredictable for all of us, but we can choose what we want to do with it. If you cry alone. If you laugh, the whole world will laugh with you. I arrived into the world crying, but I want to do something with my life so that when I leave, I want to rejoice. I want people to say that Arathi has influenced me to start one thing. So if I can do that, I would say I will leave the rejoicing. A few may cry for me, but what is your life goal? Back to you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Wow. A brilliant transformation from a crybaby to an assertive leader. Aren't we all blessed today to hear such a wonderful speech from our Madam President, Toastmaster Arathi? Congratulations for doing your icebreaker speech on Pathways Dynamic Leadership. And that sadly brings an end to this segment, Prepared Speeches. Continuing with the theme of the day. Do you all remember? Or you forgot with Arathi's mesmerizing speech? You didn't, right? Yeah, the infinity in uncertainty. Yeah. About prepared speech segment, we all know that it is because it is prepared, it is certain. But the next segment is going to be about uncertainty again, table topic session. Why? Because the speakers are not going to know what the topic is all about, and they may get a maximum of 30 seconds to think about it and then come up with an impromptu speech lasting for 1 to 2 minutes. If you all are ready, and I'm sorry, again, I am the table topics master, so please bear with me for another 15 minutes. Yeah, so can I please have a few volunteers to run this segment? Please raise your hand or unmute yourselves and take the slot. Anybody, please? Because the table topics, like the theme is about uncertainty. Obviously, the topics are related to uncertainty mostly. And I also have a few simple topics as well. So if anybody of you would like to go, give it a try, give it a chance. Anybody, please? I'm not seeing any raised hands. Who was that?
Prakash.
Yeah, Prakash. You're from Tata Elxsi, right?
Yeah, yes.
I also joined Tata Elxsi 1 month back. So you all know now, right? What the uncertainty I was talking about at the beginning of the meeting. Yeah, nice to meet you, Toastmaster Prakash. So what kind of topic you want? Challenging or simple?
Yeah, I think I would go for challenging because anyway, I have
Wow. Wow, a brave heart. Kudos.
I can say the escape route, right?
Sorry, what was that?
No, if I take challenging, there is already an escape mechanism built into that, right?
Oh, wow. That is a different perspective. I have never thought about it like that. Okay. That's a good take. Okay. If you are ready, yeah. Okay. Are you ready, Toastmaster Prakash?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Thank you. Toastmaster Prakash, maturity is the capacity to endure uncertainty. Maturity is the capacity to endure uncertainty. Toastmaster Prakash, over to you.
Yeah, so thanks, Toastmaster Sruthy, for that topic. Maturity is the capacity to endure uncertainty. Yeah, that's a nice topic actually. But I think I have recently saw this movie Home, where there is one deleted scene. They have released it after a couple of days, and the younger brother was telling the heroine, life gives you one problem and you solve that problem, then it gives you another 10 problems. And I then wondered why they removed this scene from that movie. Because life is just like that, when you solve one problem, it is a constant battle. You have to keep on working on that. If there is no problem, then there is no challenge in life, then there is no growth, or it's not possible actually. So when it comes to uncertainty, the world itself is chaotic actually, not the other way. If you have seen the weather recently, we never seen this kind of weather, or we have never seen this kind of pandemic in our lives, or maybe we have read about it, but we never realized this kind of a thing occur in our life. But we are now, we are kind of okay to live with that kind of life, even though it is coming back maybe in the third wave also. The Europe is actually going through that phase right now, but we are okay to have that kind of situation right now. That even if you do not have maturity, this uncertainty basically puts you into that position that you will get maturity. That's the beauty of nature actually. That's how it is designed actually. If you look at the whole world, everything is designed in such a way that if life gives you options, and all the problems and struggles that you wanted to have and you wanted to face, and it will definitely move you in a direction where even if you do not want to have maturity, or even if you ignore that, you will finally end up having that courage and maturity to face that, or maybe that's how it is. And thanks for the topic.
Wow, Toastmaster Prakash, what a wonderful perspective. When I picked this topic, I had this villainous smile. Okay, whoever is going to take this topic, how will he or she talk about it? Because I don't have to bother about talking, right? Because I'm the topics master, but Prakash, wonderful, awesome. Like, I don't have exotic take on to explain such a topic. And you started with just like that. You picked about the movie Home, and you were like, okay, I already know you knew about this. Wow, I'm impressed. Thank you so much for that opening. And who is next? I promise the next upcoming topics are comparatively simple. So please, volunteers, please. Anybody? Come on, we are all friends here. And I saw, did you raise your hand, General Evaluator? Oh, wow. Okay, great. And we got our second table topic speaker, Toastmaster Mallika, General Evaluator. So, okay, this is going to be very simple for you, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, so, all right. If you're ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Maliga, when was the last time you were uncertain about something? And when you look back at it now, how do you feel? When was the last time you were uncertain about something? And when you look back at it now, how do you feel? Toastmaster Mallika, over to you.
Thank you, Topic Master. A very good topic. When was the last time? So it was straight away, I'll come to that point. It was in 2020 August. I was in Qatar and the whole world was uncertain about how to move forward because of the pandemic. So that is the time not only me and my husband decided to quit the job and settle here in Trivandrum. So that 2-3 months we were, because there the business was not running smoothly, and people were losing job, and we are not getting enough income. I mean, a lot of uncertainties we faced. So that is the time we decided to quit. Both of us quit our job and we settled back in Trivandrum. So what to do next? That was the so nothing was sure. So in that, if nothing is sure, then everything is possible. So luckily we had, I'm staying in my ancestral house. We had a large area of farmland near our house. We both are passionate about farming. We started the Samanvaya farms in this period. I mean, we took 6 months. Now we had a fish pond here. We had aquaponics. We started aquaponics, aquaculture, and we have Ayurvedic farm. I don't know how, when I look back, it is really something I can't believe. So when you are, nothing is sure, everything is possible. That is my message. Back to Toastmaster, Table Topic Master.
Thank you for that inspiring story, Toastmaster Maliga. Look how she transformed her life, how things changed for her family. So yes, when nothing is sure, everything is possible. And again, with uncertainty comes infinite possibilities. Thank you for affirming the theme of the day. Thank you for that. So, do we have another volunteer? I know that we are running out of time, but I would be grateful if I get one more volunteer. Anybody?
Hi, Rajeshwari here. I can volunteer.
Are you in video? I'm seeing you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You're in video. Okay. So, yeah, I can see you. You're a guest. Attending your first Toastmasters meeting?
Actually, second, I attended last week, which Arathi have forwarded. This is my second one, actually.
Wow. That is so brave, Rajeshwari, to take up table topics in your second meeting. I remember how many meetings I sat as a guest, postponing every time when I was compelled to speak for table topics. So kudos for that brave step. And if you're ready, we can go with the topic. Are you ready?
Yeah. Yes,
okay.
Please.
Thank you. Rajeshwari, happiness is not by chance, but by choice. Happiness is not by chance, but by choice. Rajeshwari, over to you.
Thank you, Sruthy. That's a wonderful topic to talk about in this period, which we all are going through in the pandemic situation. Yeah, so happiness is definitely by choice. Why I am saying this is every day morning we wake up, we have two choices, right? To be happy, to start our day happily with full energy and enthusiasm and face all the challenges life is throwing at us in work, in life, at home, with a happy face. But we do face with challenges. We will be stumbled upon some roadblocks and we will be unhappy at times. But we have to understand that we have to be grateful for all the blessings we had in life, and we have to take up the challenges, because I believe God gives us challenges because he or she believes that we can take that up with enthusiasm and we can solve it. So there is no pointing in being unhappy and worrying about things. Whatever we cannot change, we have to let it go, and whatever we can change, with all force and with full enthusiasm and happiness, we have to take it up, and we have to make an effort to solve that and bring that upon in the table and make people wonder how you are doing it and how you have that enthusiasm and energy to do it. So every day we have to have that energy, and we have to be mindful to understand the challenges, and at the same time to work towards making things happen. There is no pointing in worrying, and there is always an option to get things working. And be it at home or be it at work, your kids will be yelling at you, or they are not studying, they are making a lot of husher sounds while you are in a meeting. But you have to understand that all these things will happen, and we have to accept it. Accepting it is the first stage, and once you accept it, we can always work towards it and make it to a closing, or we can let it go and be happy with it. Thank you for the opportunity.
I seriously doubt if Rajeshwari was a Toastmaster in the previous birth. See how she talked about it, how wonderfully she explained. Happiness is not by chance, Sam, but by choice. So thank you so much for the attempt. It was really, really nice to hear. Thank you so much. And Arathi, should I go ahead looking for another volunteer, or should I call it a wrap for the table topics?
I think paucity of time, let us
wind it up.
We actually have time, right? Timer, what do you suggest? You have time
We can go for one more.
One more. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Arathi and Manu. One more volunteer, please. Anybody?
Smita,
Rathika, she's, I think she has.
I can. Yes.
Who was that?
Radhika here.
Oh, Radhika. Okay.
Wow. Step out in 15 minutes, but I am waiting for the cab to come. So perfectly fine.
Wow. See, yeah, that is what I love about her. Okay, Toastmaster Radhika, because I know that you are a versatile speaker. Toastmaster Radhika, two doors are open. One is the known way, which you are familiar with. Another is an adventure. You have no clue what might happen. Which one you will pick and why? Two doors are open. One is the known way, which you are so familiar with. Another is an adventure. You have no clue what might happen. Which one you will pick and why? Toastmaster Radhika, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sruthy. Which door will I pursue? I'm already feeling like Alice in Wonderland, looking through the hole, that small door that is opening into infinite opportunities. And that infinity of opportunities can be anything. I consider myself as a very curious person, no matter whether I achieve maturity or progress in age, my curiosity still remain intact. And so anything new, any possibilities, the infinity of opportunities, all that comes into my mind whenever I think about this door opening. And I also love the idea of the window of opportunities. So the door of opportunities or window of opportunities, it is perfectly fine. I would definitely venture into it. And that curiosity has at times landed me in a mess, but it is worth the experience. So I no doubt I will definitely go through that door opening into myriad of infinite opportunities and uncertainties in life. Thank you, Sruthy, for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Radhika. In fact, even before handing out the topic, I was so sure that you will definitely pick the second row, because you are never a person who will sit and be satisfied with a comfort zone. So yes, thank you for attending the table topic and giving an opinion, such a brave opinion about what kind of a person you are. And that brings a wrap to our second segment, which is the table topic session. Let us move on to the third segment, the last and final one, which is the evaluation. And obviously, we all need evaluation, not for breakfast, but for lunch, because it is already afternoon. All right. So to start with the evaluation sessions, I cordially invite our general evaluator, Toastmaster Maliga. Over to you, Toastmaster Maliga.
Thank you, Sruthy. Good afternoon, everyone. You know what makes this platform, Toastmasters platform, unique? That is instant feedback from your fellow members. Am I right? Yes. And friendly suggestions that's also from your fellow members. It is friendly suggestions. And in 2016, my first Toastmasters meeting, when I attended my first Toastmasters meeting, what attracted me was personal stories. And today I am blessed. I feel I am blessed. I had an opportunity to listen to 2 inspiring speeches from seasoned Toastmasters. Okay. So to evaluate these 2 prepared speeches, let me welcome our first evaluator.
General evaluator, I'm so sorry to pitch in. Since Radhika said she wants to leave early, can we please give her the slot first, if you're okay?
No
Thank
problem.
you.
So I welcome Toastmaster Radhika to evaluate Toastmaster Arathi's Icebreaker. Welcome, Radhika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mallika, and thank you, Sruthy, for being considerate and giving me the first slot. So I was listening to Arathi, and just like all of us, I was mesmerized, and I was thinking, as a general evaluator, what am I going to do, and what is the feedback I'm going to give her? And definitely, she connected with the audience, and she came up with a very interesting theme for the icebreaker, and catching the imagination of the audience with that title itself, when you cry alone. And then leaving an impression on everyone of what the essence of Arathi is. So she used those 6 minutes so wisely, with the right pitch and tone, about drawing that image of Arathi in the audience mind. It's very smart and very, very effective way of icebreaker speech. And the pitch and tone, if I have to pick up one area of improvement, then I would say the pitch and tone trailed off towards the end. So that may not be intentional, but as an audience, I was hearing that trailing off of, possibility or trailing off trend there. And I wish that the final punch was more powerful and had some more gravitas. That is the only area of improvement I could pick. And then, yeah, definitely Arathi challenged herself by standing up and speaking in the virtual mode, which is something that we all are trying to do. And you were a natural. A great model icebreaker speech template, I would say. And unabashedly, I am going to copy this model. I'll be that copycat and do this model in my next speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Evaluator Radhika, for that detailed evaluation. For me, you created a vivid imagery, right? From the childhood and transformation. And at the end, it was I should say it was a persuasive speech. All the best, Arathi. Now, our first speaker was Toastmaster Paasumai. Her speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Smita. Toastmaster Smita, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mallika. And it's a great opportunity. And this is my first time evaluating a speech. As I said, my aim was to assist the speech and let the speaker know of all the things that went well and few areas of improvement that is needed for her next speech. There are myriad ways in which one could deliver a speech, and it all starts with taking the first big leap and improvising from there on by incorporating all the feedbacks throughout the journey. With that note, I would like to first acknowledge and appreciate the fact that Paasumai took this big step, because it's definitely not an easy task. And I would say we should all give her a big round of applause for doing this today. Overall, I think she succeeded very well in delivering her first icebreaker speech. She had a loud, clear voice, no stutters. I sensed no tension, and a continual smile throughout her speech, which we could all see. Whether she felt it or not, she appeared very comfortable as a speaker, and it did not appear as though it's the first time for her. And the fact that she appeared to enjoy the story herself means that she also that the audience tended to it so well throughout the speech. The whole speech was well crafted to lift all our spirits and leave us with a story that it is not easy to forget. It was interesting and well structured, and how Paasumai, you split the story into 3 phases. It was a journey through many years for all of us. You took us through all these years, and you had an amazing introduction. Coming now to speech clarity, the language was quite clear and it was easily understood by the audience, I would say. You had used simple words which made absolute sense, and it was quite clear. And another thing that I would bring up is how you incorporated humor into your speech. It is quite commendable. And I always feel it is very challenging and more difficult than anything else to make someone else laugh than anything else. So it's very difficult, and a big round of applause for that too. Now, moving on, I would like to provide few areas of improvements and suggestions that will help you get to the next level. Again, do consider these as constructive feedbacks and incorporate this into your future speeches. 1, you need to be aware of time. I think you went overboard by a minute and a half or so, which our timer will let us know. The suggestion would be to practice a couple of times before the speech and keep it way under the limit of 6 minutes or so, because there would be a pace difference when you actually start speaking. So you can be mindful of that, and it will help you in your next speech to stay within the allotted time. Your speech had few sections where the sound of your voice did not quite match the emotion you were trying to create. I noted down one area where you spoke about adoption. It's not a norm in our society to adopt someone, and that too someone from the same family. So you can bring in a higher pitch there with a tinge of surprise. So it'll assist you in evoking the emotion that you're trying to communicate or demonstrate to the audience here. Choice of words and phrases. You said one common activity between 2 families being against dowry system. You can actually reword it as one thing we commonly agreed was our inherent enmity against dowry system, or something like that. My uncle was a vivacious reader. I'm not sure whether I caught it right. It could have been uncle was a voracious reader. So these are 2 things that I noticed. Another point is bringing in bodily gestures throughout your speech. This will help you draw more attention to the important areas in your speech. So these are all suggestions for improvement in your next speech. I would like to conclude by saying that your story was well told, and you should definitely consider pursuing storytelling. And also, I appreciate how you kept us all glued to you throughout your speech, and we never did see that the time went past until we saw the red thing by the timer. Otherwise, you could have kept going and we would all have been there with 100% attention. Paasumai, all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Mallika.
Thank you, Smita. You said all the points on areas of improvement, everything. But I should say, I see something in you because you are a very good storyteller. You know, you painted pictures. You know, your icebreaker speech had 3 sessions, and your childhood session, and you took me to the next session. You're traveling between Madurai and Chennai. Then your present situation. You are a beautiful storyteller. So, like Smita said, please note the time. You are exceeding the time limit. That is the only suggestion. And both the speakers, both the speeches were beyond the level of an icebreaker speech. Congratulations, all the best to your Toastmasters journey. Now we have to take report from our tag team. Timer, are we on time?
Okay, this is my report for today. Starting with the icebreaker speech, Toastmaster Paasumai, she went over, she took almost 8 minutes for the icebreaker speech, but our time is 6 minutes, right? So it's over by 2 minutes. Icebreaker Arathi, the second speech just went by a few seconds, like 6 minutes, 10 seconds, but I think that's fine. It's still inside. Now coming to table topics, we had 4 speakers, out of which Toastmaster Mallika and Radhika were within the time slot of 2 minutes, but Prakashwin and Rajeshwari went over a little bit. And from an evaluation perspective, Toastmaster Radhika was within the time limit. Toastmaster Smita went over a little bit, like 3 minutes, 30 seconds. So yeah, in general, it was fine, but yeah, so the speakers could take a note of it and make these improvements in future speeches. Thank you. I think you're on mute.
Thank you, timer. And next we will hear the report from our counter. Our counter, Toastmaster Prakash.
Thank you. Yeah, actually, I forgot. A lot of times I had to force myself to do this. And yeah, so Sruthy, Toastmaster Sruthy, used a couple of hours and one and Toastmaster Maliga used one and Manu has used one Then I'm not listing the things that I noted down for myself. It's quite huge. And Toastmaster Paasumai has used a couple of hours at around 4. Apart from that, I did not notice any other thing. And Toastmaster Radhika used a couple of times, and Toastmaster guest Rajeshwari used once, and Smita has used a couple of hours. And yeah, that's my report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Prakash, for the detailed report. Now we will hear from today's grammarian. Toastmaster
Deepthi.
Yeah, Deepthi, over to you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. In Toastmasters, you will find myriad of opportunities to learn, and as a grammarian role, it is one such role where you learn a lot. And I was really scared to take up this role long back, but I'm so glad I did it today. And I was so engrossed in the way people were giving speeches today, just like professionals, that I totally forgot to even identify what were the gaps and all. But whatever I have noted down, I will let you all know. So the usage of myriad, that particular word, Shruti used it twice, Arathi used it once, Radhika used it once. I am not sure whether I missed out if anybody else used that particular word. And there were other couple of good words such as mayhem, chaos, expedition, flabbergasted, embark, offensive, reactive, assertive, rejoice, mesmerize, kudos, compel, versatile. So very beautifully used these words in their speeches. And also good quotes were used by both Arathi as well as by Shruti. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Yes, it's true. That's such a beautiful quote. And also every single table topic was a great quote as such. So all that was really good. And few improvements were there here and there. In many of your, in the speeches, people were using present tense instead of using past tense for quoting their previous experiences. So probably you can pay attention to that particular part. So few examples where like we settle back, so it can be like we settled back, that 2 to 3 months, those 2 to 3 months, if anybody of you was used, if any one of you, so those kind of improvements can also be noted so that you can improve yourselves. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I hope you all keep using this forum as a great opportunity for learning. Thank you. Over to you, Mallika.
Thank you. Thank you so much for a detailed, so it was wonderful report from our grammarian. Round of applause, everyone, please. Now, my comments about the meeting. I think I got a call or a message from Arathi asking, can you be a general evaluator for tomorrow's meeting? It was, I think, almost midnight. And she said it is during daytime. Okay, I said, okay. Then from that time, I was waiting for the agenda to come. I don't know how many speakers are there, but in the flyer, it was written 11 to 12:30. Okay. Okay, that meant the theme was also there. So I waited to today morning, but you managed it beautifully. What do you feel now? Within that uncertainties, in the morning also, I didn't receive the agenda. I received the agenda by 10:30, but I am so glad you people managed it. A round of applause for that. And meeting opened with Sergeant at Arms, what he said, club mission, and he read ground rules, and he invited president. These are the 3 duties of Sergeant at Arms, and he did it. I think president is also a speaker, right? That's why he opened the meeting, I believe, right? Otherwise, usually in Toastmasters meeting, president is the person who opened the meeting, right? It's okay. Now, after that, Arathi opened the meeting. Then she invited today's Toastmaster of the day. My God, a multitasker. Okay. She, what a beautiful topic. And you connected very well with all the role players, and with a lot of positivity was there in your introduction, and you were the topic master. You managed it beautifully. Kudos to Sruthy. And as I told you, it was an opportunity for me to listen to 2 beautiful stories, because Icebreaker is the most difficult speech, I should say. You know, it is all about yourself. When you have to be very, very careful when you introduce yourself to somebody, right? You people are working in, working ladies or working people. So you have to be very, this I learned from my senior Toastmasters. So Icebreaker speech is the most difficult speech. That is what I learned from my experience. You have to be very, very careful in introducing yourself to platform. So both Arathi and Paasumai. It was way beyond icebreaker speech. Keep going. All the best. Now, what improvement, what suggestions I can, you have to be little more, organized, I should say. No, so I am a person, I'm not a member in your club. I am coming from outside. So if I get all the details in advance, I'll be more confident and comfortable. But you people created a friendly atmosphere, so I could take all the introduction. I joined first, I believe, right? I joined first, and you all cooperated, so the meeting went well. If you're little more organized in the sense, you have to release the agenda well in advance, and then it would be more comfortable. If you are inviting somebody from outside, they feel more comfortable. And what else? That's all. And thank you all for giving me the opportunity. And back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maliga and her tag team and the evaluators for such a great evaluation session where we all learned one lesson or the another so that we can improve our upcoming meetings. And it is 12:22. We are way ahead of our time. So let us utilize this time to do a voting for our table topic speakers today. I know that we do have a few disqualifications, but that does not matter. So I'm going to paste the link in our chat box. So please utilize this time to cast your votes. We also can utilize this time to talk about any improvement pointers or any feedbacks that our guests or other Toastmasters have based on their experience. If any, please do share because we do have time, 7 more minutes while you cast your votes. The floor is open. And apologies from my side, okay? Yeah, we had to share the agenda at the last moment. It was like 10:45 when finally everything was ready, and I'm so sorry for that. Being the weekend, and I don't know, we didn't get roll takers and everything. So there were hiccups, but I'm sure next time we will be more planned and we will take much more, so that this won't repeat. Okay, that's the promise from President Arathi and myself. Okay, so the floor is open. Any comments, anything, any improvement pointers, or just what you feel, anything? Come on, guys, it's a weekend. Open up. At least tell me what are your plans for the weekend. Now that everything is open, Kurup is running. Anybody planning to watch, or somebody who watched it already?
No travel this weekend.
Is that being said with happiness or unhappiness? What is it, Manu?
No, I mean, we are sick, so we just came back from a travel, and so this weekend will not go very far. Probably just out nearby.
Oh, okay. You are a person who loves to travel?
No, this was actually the first travel outside. I mean, I would say last 2 years it was between Trivandrum and Kollam.
Mm-hmm.
So this was the first time in 2 years we went outside Kollam. We went to Munnar. So
you went to Munnar. How was it?
Yeah, it was good. It was cold. It was drizzling. It was not raining heavily. Fortunately, in that week, I think when we came back, it started raining very badly. But it was good. I mean, compared to the climate, right? It's very hot in Trivandrum as usual,
right.
Unless it is raining. But there it is cold. Yeah.
Wow.
I have I missed one point. See,
yeah.
I saw 2 guests, I think. One is
Rajeshwari and Renu.
Renu.
Yeah.
So guest introduction was missing, right?
That's right. Yeah.
That's
that was
right.
a miss from my part. I realized it after the TMOD was introduced.
Yeah.
I thought I would.
You're a speaker. I think that's why you missed it, right? So the guest can introduce herself.
Yeah. So I thought I'll do that at the end. We can do it right away. Yeah. Rajeshwari, would you want to introduce yourself and say how you came to know about Toastmasters?
Yeah, sure, Arathi. So, hello, everyone. So Arathi have been inviting me for the guest Toastmaster in events for the past few months, and was always planning to attend but never could make it. It was last week on which I attended for the first time, and I found that very organized and useful. I like the way the club functions. So I personally like speaking, and I like interacting with people. So I thought, why not? And it was a great time, and I also learned a lot on how to speak on a planned manner, and how to use words, and how to avoid the fillers. And it is a great learning experience for me. So I work as a architect in Suntech along with Arathi and Deepthi, and they are both my colleagues. And on a personal front, I'm settled in Karyavatam near to Technopark, and I'm married, and I have a kid. She's 5 years old. So in this pandemic situation, as you all, I'm working from home and juggling between my daughter's online classes, work, and managing the home. So even though it is an uncertain period, I found that I could do more things out of the pandemic situation than I was doing at office on a positive note. So for example, I got introduced to Toastmaster Club. I could finally make it, and I could do more things which I wanted to do always. So I'm thankful for everything that happens, and I think everything has a reason to it. So hoping to meet you all soon again. Thanks for the opportunity.
So it was like an icebreaker speech. So welcome, Rajeshwari. You are a future Toastmasters. You are a future Toastmaster to this club, right?
That's so encouraging. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Rajeshwari. Anyone else would love to share anything on this Saturday afternoon? Everybody's kind of
from different companies in with the Technopark, right? Yeah.
You are asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is kind of a community club within Technopark.
Technopark. Oh, I got it. Yeah.
Targeting the Technopark members.
Okay.
So Sruthy, I'll do the announcement when you hand it back over to me. The results of the poll.
You're ready. The survey is done. Everyone has casted their votes. Then we are good to go. Over to you, Toastmaster Arathi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sruthy. A big round of applause for Sruthy for keeping us entertained for the last 1.5 hours. It was truly very good. I especially love the way you were smiling and interacting and being very responsive to anyone and everyone who has spoken today. A great meeting. And true to the theme, a very unique theme, uncertainty until the last moment. And Mallika, that is what we were trying to prove to you as well by not sharing the agenda. We just wanted to see how well you respond to uncertainty. I think you are well qualified to join this bunch of IT people. We do not know until the last minute if a release will go, but still we managed to have 100% confidence. So having said that, this is not something that I would like to do. The stress that we go through, Sruthy and me, trying to find out who is going to speak today was a nightmare. So we are coming up with some points in the executive meeting, hopefully. So if you saw a message from me at 12 midnight, that was when I had actually slept, and then I woke up because I did not have any speakers and role players for today. So that is a thing that we always say as we need to improve, but Sruthy, I think, has put forward some suggestions on how we can make it better. So hopefully we will invite you back in a couple of months and you will see the transformation, right team? We will, you'll be surprised to see our agenda even before you get your invite. That is where we want to be. And about the opening the meeting and inviting the guests, that was, I think, a miss. So the Sergeant at Arms usually starts the meeting, hands over to the President, and as per your feedback, Mallika, the President's first line of statement is, I declare this meeting open. Is that what you were referring to?
Usually, most in all of the Toastmasters meeting I attended, president is the one opening the meeting. I declare meeting number 29 is open. Right?
But then a meeting is started by Sergeant at Arms, right?
Yeah. Then Sergeant at Arms invite president to open the meeting. Then president at the end adjourn the meeting.
Yeah, okay. So we'll make note of that. We have not been following that.
President is the presiding officer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we will do that. And the guest I actually missed. I should have called that as part of my script. So I should have a president script because I keep forgetting that. So I will do that. Point noted. We had Renu also, but I think she had to drop off. And Rajeshwari, I'm happy that I'm bringing in guests. I want all of you to bring in at least one guest from your office when you come next time. And Mallika, thank you so much for coming here at short notice and entertaining us. It's really been great listening to you about your speech. Your table topics was very interesting. That again was a kind of icebreaker in 3 minutes. Nice to know. It's always great to talk to different Toastmasters who have exposure here in Trivandrum and wherever you were. You're still active in other districts. That is also very heartening to hear. So your experience really is very useful for us. With that, I will just take a minute to look at the polls. We had great topics. Thank you, Topics Master, for that. And we discussed if it was going to be too tough. She asked me if she should tone it down. I said, all of us are great speakers. No need to tone it down. Let us have great topics. And today we have a tie for the best speaker. We have Maliga and guest Rajeshwari, who are chosen as the best speaker. That is great, Mallika, for your story. And guest Rajeshwari, we are giving you multiple cues that you should come and be part of our club. So do join us. I'm sure that you will improve greatly. You're doing so well, and we would be so happy to have you on board. Thank you so much. Followed by Prakash and the other speakers as well who would participate in the table topics. Thank you for that. Yes.
Yeah, one thing I forgot because I was in a hurry. Table topics, table topic master. When you take that table topic master role, the most important thing is you have to make a comfortable environment for the speakers to come forward. Sruthy, 100%. You're done. You know, it is not about the topics that you bring. See, some people, I think you give a philosophical, topic, or you give something difficult, then you are showing your, wisdom or knowledge. It is not like that. You have to make the audience comfortable to come forward and speak. You're very good at that, Sruthy. Once again.
Thank you for making my day, Toastmaster Maliga, and congratulations, table topics winners, Maliga and Rajeshwari. And in fact, it's not about winning or anything. It's about how entertained we are, how the speakers come forward and make these sessions interactive. So all our 4 speakers did that today. So congratulations to each one of you.
All of us got the opportunity to speak. That is also a good point in Toastmasters meeting.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And sadly, that brings an end to our session, handing over the control to Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Prakash to adjourn the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Prakash.
So I should do that.
So I'll declare, I think that's what she said. So as the president, I will declare the meeting adjourned. Thank you. And let's speak again next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for the wonderful participation. Thank you all speakers. Thank you speakers. Thank you everyone. And see you again for the next meeting. Bye-bye. Happy weekend. Bye-bye.